Good morning students, welcome back to Java class. In today's class, I'll explain you about event handling. This topic from a 4th unit. And event handling. Actually this topic is mainly related with a form. Like this example. This is a window. Here you have a username and a password or a father name. Father name. Next example, date of birth, hobbies. Next, submit or cancel or register and cancel. Okay. Actually, this is called as a form where the user fills the data. Okay. And these are called as labels, and these are called as different input fields. Okay, and in each and every input field, the user will enter the data, and that data should be submitted to a server in order to process. And this type of process you can see when you fill the application forms on a web and when you are submitting any data to the server like that. Okay, so and this type of actually this is called as a graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Here we have a different symbols. The symbols, that boxes, using that boxes, the user is interacting with the system. The user is interacting with the server. The user is entering the data. Such environment is called as graphical user interface. Okay, what is a graphical user interface? Instead of entering the plain text in the plain areas, interacting with the plain areas, here the user will use different text fields, checkboxes, buttons in order to communicate with the server. Okay, so here whatever actions the user performs in this window, whatever actions the user performs, that is called as an event. Okay, so whatever action the user performs, that is called as an event. Example, the user is entering, the user is clicking here in order to enter the content. Example, here I want to enter the data. So here first what I am doing, I am clicking on this. So the user is performing some action. So that is nothing but an event. Okay, so here event means it is a changing state of an object. What is an event? Changing the state of an object. Changing the state of an object. See, basically it was unclick. And only the text field was there. That is unclicked. The user not clicked. But when the user clicks, that text field will be in active mode. So by clicking, what you are doing, you are making inactive text field into a active. Means that was idle mode. You are making that object to be an active. That is called as an event. Okay, so everything, whatever you are performing on the form, that is nothing but an event. Okay, so this complete area is called as a form. Okay, so if the user is entering the text, user is clicking, that is also an event. And the user is selecting the check boxes like this, only checking, select, that is also an event. The user is clicking on the buttons, these two are called as buttons. This clicking on the button is also called as an event. Okay, and these are called as check boxes. Selecting check boxes is also called as an event. So whatever actions the user is performing on the form, everything is called as an event. Okay, everything is called as an event. So actually what is an event? Event is a changing state of an object. Please remember this. Event is a changing state of an object. Okay, changing state of an object means before clicking this button, it was an idle. When you clicking, it is an active. So you are changing state of a button from idle to the moving. Okay, some performance match. Unclicking to the click. type of things are called as events. What are the events? Events are nothing but changing a state of an object. Okay. So, and this events, when the event is generated, when the user is performing any action on the browser, on the form, then events are generated. Okay, so events are generated like a mouse clicking, and you are entering data using keyboard, you are clicking on the button, you are clicking on checkboxes, whatever you are clicking, that is called as an event. Okay, so that is called as an event. And types of events. Types of events. There are two types of events. Okay, there are two types of events. One is a foreground and the second one is a background. Foreground events. The second one is background events. Okay, how many types of events we have? Two types of events. One is the foreground and the second one is the background. Okay, so foreground means here we need a interaction of the user. Interaction of the user. Understand? So foreground events are mainly generated when the user interact with the clicking on the form. So foreground events require user interaction. Okay, like if the user is clicking on the form, like user is entering this example, name of the student, the user is entering the data, and example, the user is clicking on the button. So here directly the user is performing some action on the graphical user interface. Such type of events are called as foreground events. Okay, so what are the foreground events? Foreground events are directly generated by the user. Means that events are generated when the user interacts with the graphical user interface. Okay, so when the user clicking on that, what happened? The user is interacting with the form. So when the user clicking on the form, user is clicking anything on the form, then event is generated. So such event is called as a foreground events. Okay, so what are the foreground events? The events which are directly generated by the user, which are directly generated with the interaction of the user. When the user interacts with the graphical user interface with the screen from form, at that time some events are generated. So that events are called as foreground events. Understood? Now, the second one is background events. So background events are nothing but the events which does not require user interaction. Okay, so what are the background events? The events which does not require any interaction from the user. Example, any file is missing or any interrupts. Example, any error is generated, and any interrupts, any hardware and software failure, any operating system file missing. Such type of events are not directly related to the user. It is related with the system. Okay, so this type of events are called as background events. Understood? So how many types of events we have? Two types of events. One is a foreground, second one is a background. Foreground events completely performed by the user. Means whenever the user is interacting with the graphical user interface, whatever events are generated, that events will come under the foreground event. And the events which are generated without the user interaction, interrupts, system failure, such events are nothing but the background events, and in background events there is no interaction from the user. Understood? Now the next one is event handling. Event handling. Okay, so event handling is very important. Actually, what is the event handling is? Whenever the user is performing any action. Example, I am clicking on the screen. So when the user is clicking on the screen, it is an event. And when the user is clicking anything on the screen, what should be happen, what should be performed, what action should be taken. That is nothing but the event handling. So what action should be performed means what should be performed when the event is occurred by the user, when the event is performed by the user is nothing but the event handling. Okay. So what is an event? Whatever actions performed by the user is called as an event. When the user performs any action, what should be done from the software side, from the Java side is nothing but the event handling. Okay. So if there is any event, there should be an appropriate event handler to handle that event. So it is a mandatory. So when you are performing any event on the screen, on the frame, on the form, it is compulsory that that event should be handled properly by the event listeners, and it is an interface. Understood? So whenever user is performing any event on the form, there should be an appropriate event handler to handle that event. So in order to handle the event generated by the user on the form, the Java is using delegation model. The Java is using delegation model. So in the delegation model, we have two components. One is a source and the second one is the listener. Okay, one is the source and the second one is the listener. Understood? So whenever any event is performed on the form, the Java handles that event using two components, that is nothing but the source and the second one is nothing but the listeners. Okay, so actually source, when it comes to the source, events are generated. Okay, events are generated from the source. Remember this point, events are generated from the source. And in Java, we have different sources like button, checkboxes, and these buttons means this click. Checkboxes means multiple options. Text field, list, menus, components, containers. We have different types of sources. From that sources, your event will be generated. Okay. So what are sources? Sources means from that sources only our event will be generated. So whatever things you have on the form, like a username, text field I have given, checkboxes, buttons, different menus, list, all will come under the sources only, and from that sources only event will be generated. Okay. Now come to the listener. The second one is listener. See, whenever an event is generated, whenever an event is generated by the user, it is a condition that that event should be handled properly. Okay, so that is called as an event handling. So whenever an event is generated by the user in Java, that event is handled by the listener. Okay, so that event is handled by the listener, and these listeners are the interfaces. I think you all know the interfaces, right? So interfaces already completed in offline. Interfaces are nothing but the methods which contains only the declaration, not the definition. And that definition is given by the child classes or derived classes, whoever is implementing that interfaces. Understood? So here, source are nothing but which are generated, events are generated from the source, and that events are handled by the listeners, and basically these listeners are all interfaces, and that should be implemented by the class which are using that, which are implementing the interfaces. Understood? So here in order to implement interfaces, in order to implement interfaces, the source must be registered with the interfaces, listener. So in order to handle the event properly, that sources must be registered with the listener, because whenever an event is generated, appropriate event handler is called. That event handler is nothing but this listeners. Okay, so before performing that event, that sources must be registered with the listener, and that registration is possible by using different methods. Now I will give you the method like this. First, you need to give the add keyword. Next, type listener. Okay, add, type and listener. Here, add type listener is a method. Using this, the source can register with the listener. So it is a compulsory. Whenever any source is there, in order to handle that event, that source must be registered with the listener. And in order to register with the listener, here we are using the registered method. Registered method for each and every event, there is a registered method. Okay, so the registered methods should be called when the event is performed. So here add means you should write this keyword as it is, you should write. And type means what type of event it is. Example, if you are clicking a button, that is an action event. And if you are clicking any key on the keyboard, that is a key event. If you are clicking a mouse button, that is a mouse event. Okay, so we have a different types of events. What type of event you are performing, that should be given here. If it is if you are clicking on the button here, and action listener, because clicking on the button will come under the action. So here the type is a action listener. So what type of event you are performing, based on that you should register with that particular listener. Okay, so then only your event is handled properly. Okay, so source must register with the listener by using different methods. Now here I will give you different types of listeners. Which listener should be called when the event is performed? You can select. Okay, first I will give you the list. So here we have a different event and listeners. Okay, so this is nothing but you can say that it is a source and it is a listener. As I already said, listeners are nothing but the interfaces. Understood? Now, action event. Action event means you are clicking on any button. Okay, so that performs some action, means form data is submitted to the server. Okay, that is nothing but whenever you click on any button, some action should be performed. So in order to perform an action, your actional listener is called. Okay, and whenever you are clicking on the mouse, okay, what is the event there? Mouse. So when that event is performed, mouse listener should be called. Okay, mouse listener interface should be called. Key event. Key event means whenever you are pressing any key on the keyboard, that is called as a key listener. That is called as a key event. So when key event is performed, key listener should be called. Okay, next item event. Whenever you are selecting any item on the screen, like a checkbox is involved, item listener should be called. And text event. Example, username is there. Username is there. And this is a text field. Okay, so you are entering some text here. Example, ABC. So you are entering a text. What is the event there? Text. So whenever you are entering the text listener should be called. Okay, next focus event. When you are placing your cursor here, you are making that field as active. So when you are making that field as active, internally one more event listener should be called. That is nothing but the focus listener. Like this, for each and every event, there should be a one listener interface to handle that event. Okay. So, example, in the example program, if you are giving a text field, if you are giving a password, or if you are giving a button, if you are giving a check boxes, example 4 or 5 events you are giving. For each and every event, there should be a event listener so that the event can be handled properly. Okay, now I'll give you one example program. With the example program, you can understand clearly. Okay, and this is a small topic you have in your syllabus. If you write this much only, if you write, you get maximum marks. And if you give one, you need to give one example program for this topic. Okay, so what is an event? What is an event handling? How many types of events we have? What is the source? Delegation model you have to write. Delegation model. What is the source? What is the listener? Okay, and you write 5 to 6 events interfaces, and one example program. This much syllabus you have in your syllabus in event handling. Okay, now I'll give the example program. Please note down that example program. So here an example program which illustrate means with this we can clearly get what is the source, what is the listener, and how to write an example program in the exam. See here, mainly we are using 2 packages. Okay, first one is a import, is a keyword. What is the use of this keyword? It is a statement actually. What is the use of this? Using that import keyword, you can use the packages. Whenever you are importing any package, you can use all the classes of that package. Import java.adt abstract window toolkit. It is a package. From this package, you can use all the classes. And whenever you are performing any event, like a button, different checkbox and all this you are getting from a AWT package. So it is a compulsory that whenever you are writing an event handling program, you need to use this package. You need to import this package. Okay. Now the second one is import java.awt.event. So event is a class of AWT package. Because here we are doing event handling, we need to import the event class which is there in a AWT package. So we are using all the methods of this class. Understood? So particularly, so that is why here I am importing that class. Now, next class ABC. What is it? What is ABC here? Is the name of the class which extends frame class. Which extends frame class, which implements the action listener. See, it is an interface. Always we should implement it. Already in threads I explained. It is a method, it is a class, we'll extend. But if it is an interface, we'll implement it. Okay. So, class ABC extends frame class. It is a parent class. Means we are taking some methods from this class. And next we are implementing action listener. Already I explained action listener interface. Whenever you are pressing on any button, that button should perform some action. So whenever you are dealing with the buttons, you need to implement the action listener. Pressing the button is an event. And in order to handle that event, here you need to implement the listener. Okay, what listener we are using here? Action listener, because action listener is used to handle the action event. Clicking on the button and button is performing some action. Yes or no? So when button is performing some action, it needs event handling interface. So which interface we are using here? Action listener. Understood? Now text field T1. Text field T1 is a class and it is a T1 is an object. See, Java is a truly object-oriented programming. So when it is an object-oriented programming, everything should be in the form of objects. Actually, our program is here just text field is a class. We are creating object of that class. See example, student name. This is called as a text field. Okay, so whenever you are using any event, okay, for each and every event, it is nothing but it is an object. Object of that particular class. Event are nothing but object of that particular class. So first here you come to the main method. In the main method you see public starting void main string answer is the main method. From the main method we are calling the event handling function. Okay, so in the event handling function, what you have once you see in event handling function, see T1 equals to new text field. This text field here also you can get. Okay, text field is a class. T1 is an object. Okay, here now T1 is nothing but this area. Okay, T1 equals to new text field. This text field is created. Understood? So in order to create a text field, first you need to create an object to that text field. So here first I am creating an object to this class. Okay, because in Java everything should be done in the form of objects only. So this text field is also nothing but an object. Now T1 dot, T1 here is what? Text field. T1 dot set boundaries, 4 boundaries, this 4 cycles. Okay, 60, 50, 70 like that. Now after that I am creating button like this, one button. Okay, button and object. For every event, for every component on the frame, there should be an object. Button B1. See if you're, it is a button, and if you're creating a checkboxes. For checkbox also you need to create a button, object. Button B1 equals to new button. So here now I am creating, it is an object. Object of what? This button. And T1 is an object of what? Text field. Okay. B1 equals to set boundaries. Again I am giving the boundaries. Total 4 sides, coordinates. Now for B1, so button is performing an action, right? So we need to register with the listener. B1 dot add action listener. Button will come under the action, right? Action. So that is why here I am adding. Action, I am registering with action listener. Okay, B1 dot add action listener. Current object I make reference to the current object. Now add button, add thing, add these two on the screen. This example, this is your screen. The first one is text field we are adding. Next one button we are adding. Understood? After adding, set size of the screen. The total scale of the screen is 250 and 250. Understood? Now come to the one more. See here, you can see. Set layout null, set visible true. Now public void action performed. Here again we are using one method, and inside the method I am using the class and object of this class. If the action is performed, then you need to generate an object for a action. Okay, now here T1 dot set text. T1 here is what? This field, text field. Set text. So what text? By default text we are giving hello world. Okay, set text. On the T1, using a set text method, we are displaying the default text. Okay, next. Now if you want to give name to the button also, you can give. See here, button B1 equals to new button. So show here the show. Understood? So when you click on this show, something will be displayed and something will be displayed in a text field. Okay, so here for these two components, first you need to create object. Okay, source object, and that object should be registered with listener. Okay, interfaces B1 dot action listener. Okay, after registering only, that action, whenever you register with the interfaces, it performs some action. That is nothing but it will handle the event. What should be done when you perform an event? So this is about event handling. Okay. So you are clicking on this is an event. Your entering a text is an event. So when you are performing any event on the frame, first you need to create object to that. Okay. Understood? After creating an object, that should register with the listeners. And after registering with the listeners, you need to add this to on the screen. And after that, you should perform an action. Please click on this. So this is a event handling. So in order to perform an event handling, Java is supporting delegation model. Delegation model means in the delegation model we have two things. One is the source and the second one is the listener. So source are nothing but which generates an event and the listeners will handle the event. So whenever you are generating any event, for each and every event there should be an object that can handle it. First you should create an object and that should be registered with the listener. And the listener will perform the action. Okay. So this is about event handling. The next class we will discuss about ADFT.